Growing Kids God's Way. So I have a number of the different resources. I have one of these original notebooks. This was the notebook style that people would have taken to classes. This one's from 1993. This is the earliest I could find. This is still the 16th printing, so it probably went through a few iterations before it landed here. But this one includes definitely outlines where people could follow along. There's homework, there's tests in this version for parents to take. I also have a newer version because I wanted to compare. This is a later edition from the early 2000s. And then I have the Children's Companion Guide. This is what children would have been doing while their parents were in the seminar sessions. And it includes, you know, it's going to mirror the teaching that the parents are getting. It's going to enforce some of those same principles so that children are learning the same thing and the same vocabulary. In this sense, it really reminded me of Gothard's IBLP, down to the notebooks with the assignments and the very specific outlines, the specific definitions, the specific framework. It's much more intense than even something like a Dobson book or some of the other standalone books that parents were maybe reading at home or reading and sharing and discussing. This was a curriculum. It was a developed curriculum. And they say that. On the back of this book from the early 2000s, they say they've authored 22 books, produced 8 specialized parenting curriculums for home and church, translated into 22 languages, taught in more than 10,000 churches in 25 denominations. Now, we have no way of really following up on that because these were self-published, self-reported, but that is significant. I also got my hands on the On Becoming series. So these are the secular resources they produced. They start with On Becoming Babywise. There's a couple of books for infancy. Then they have On Becoming Preschool Wise, Child Wise, Preteen Wise, and Teen Wise, because I wanted to compare, because it's unusual. They wrote for a secular audience, and we'll talk about that in the next video, how that was a little bit different. But so all these resources, I did read them and compare the content, and I found it fascinating. For the most part, the content is remarkably consistent across them. Assuming that this was some of their original content, it is replicated in each of these resources. It may be moved around a little bit in a different chapter or different chapter headings. Some of the vocabulary switched up. Certainly they make some changes for the secular resources and they add in a little bit more here, but pretty consistent from the early days, which I found interesting. Okay, in the next video, I want to talk a little bit about the difference between these two curriculums.